Good morning. This is Judy from Artistic Artifacts in Alexandria, Virginia. I hope everyone is having a great morning. And thank you very much for joining us here on our Facebook Live. So every Saturday morning you can find us here, 9:30-ish. We try to be as close to 9:30 as we can. For about a half an hour of hopefully some fun tips and tricks and interesting conversation. So we started this during the pandemic, and we hope to continue it and expand it if at all possible. So this morning we have kind of a recycle type of project for you. But before we get into that, I have a couple of announcements, as I normally do. We have in the last, at the beginning of April, switched our email providers. What they didn't really accurately tell me, or else I didn't hear it, I'll admit it was me, was that many times when we make this switch, because we had been with the same email provider for a number of years, that we have to go through a reintroduction type of situation with your email provider. So ours might be one thing. We have, AOL, Outlook, Microsoft, Gmail, all of these different things. Well, you have to tell them again that it is okay for sales at Artistic Artifacts to email you. So we have been hearing that there are customers that were showing that the email is delivered but not opened, but you're not even getting it into your email box. So that is what we have to do again. So of course we can't send you an email on how to do that. Add a sender to your approved list. But if you can, sometimes it's not even ending up in your junk mail, and I don't understand that. But I'm sure Google has a lot of the answers, because we go to Google for answers nowadays. And they can tell you, if you're AOL, if you're Outlook, if you're me.com, whatever it is, to allow a sender email to come to you. So it's sales at Artistic Artifacts. That is the email address that our program comes, our emails come from. And then it goes through another product that's called SendLane, and that is who actually takes care of sending the email out to all of the email providers. I know this is probably way too much information, and I feel like that on a lot of daily basis with some of this computerized new technology. But we're worried that there's lots of our regular customers or regular readers who are not receiving the email, and we don't understand. So we can, if you do want to send us an email, send it to sales@artisticartifacts.com. We'll verify your email is on our website, is on our email list, and then maybe send you back some instructions to say, put us on our approved sender list. So, a little bit of the big wide world, and these are all what we've asked for in our privacy settings and no cookies and all of that stuff. So that's, as a consumer, we've asked for that, but also there are side effects to it that maybe we want that information. And if you don't want to get our email and you're getting it, please just unsubscribe. There's a link at the bottom. If we don't pertain to your life at this point anymore, or maybe it's in the future, just use the unsubscribe button, because if you place us in the junk, if you place us as spam, that has other effects that you and I as an email reader don't understand, but some of them are non-reversible. So if you I've learned more about email, what happens with email, what breaks down in the email system. I've learned more of that than I ever wanted to know. So we've definitely, April is when we switched. We are hearing from our customers that you are not receiving our newsletter. These may be the reasons. Please email us. We'll try to help solve it. whitelist us, approve us as senders. So enough of that stuff. As I said, it's way more complicated. It's much more frustrating to have this change than I ever anticipated. All right, so we have some plans coming up. Next Thursday evening, we have a how do we use it comment sold. So what that does is we talk about some products, we do some demos, maybe talk about how to use them. We're talking about printables and photographs on fabric on Thursday evening. Then we will give you an opportunity to buy the products in comments sold that we are talking about. And so you might be able to get a coupon code for 24 hours buying from the app. So it is, if you go to your app store, Artistic Artifacts, search for that, and then download that, and that is actually our store. It's easier to shop on that. You can communicate with us a little bit better. So again, this is the year of technology. I did not choose this. It chose me. So please play along. I really appreciate it. Next Saturday, May 14th, for those of you who are local or within driving distance, we are having our first parking lot sale. Starts at 9 o'clock. At 9:30, I will be doing a demo on printing with wooden printing blocks. We've had some requests about that, so we'll do some quick things outside in the midst of the parking lot sale. And then May 21st, we have Fit for Art and an introduction of their new tunic made with our Indian block printed cottons. And we have the rest of the month planned out as well. And watch for the newsletter. Or if you don't, you can go to Facebook and Facebook events. You can share it with friends. We're really working on growing our community and ask you for help in that. So are there any questions, Kyle?
I think someone missed the time for the printing demo.
Printing demo is going to be at 9:30, so it will be our regular Saturday Facebook Live, 9:30. We just will happen, for those of you local, will be outside in the parking lot doing the demonstration. Okay? Anything else?
Lots of good mornings from all over the country.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Today, I am kind of a scavenger. I love things. My son is smiling because he used to, be in his car seat. His mom went to yard sales in the morning, and he would be dragged with me. And then as he got older, we'd find things on the side of the road, and he'd go, "Mom, please don't stop." And we'd stop and put them in the car. So I just kind of, I've always been a recycler. And it's always been something that interests me, and it's fun, and I kind of look at things a little bit different. And what I found was, all of a sudden, I'm getting hand quilting hoops. I'm getting embroidery hoops, metal embroidery hoops. Well, of course, I have a box of them. I collect them. They're there. So what am I going to do with them? I'm not going to hand quilt. I do a lot of hand stitching, so I'm okay with that. So I can't say I won't ever hand quilt. Maybe that's in my future. But I wanted to do something that, I don't know, we wanted to redo our windows at our store. So what could make a big impact? Well, this circle's kind of big, so it could make a big impact in our on our windows. And our windows just face the road, not very many, you can't look in them or anything, so it needs to be something that's far away. We don't have the traditional windows of, being able to show a lot of product and things in them. So I have that basket. Then I have this other box, and I have used them quite a bit. So we have some spun Indian newspaper. We have some chunky spun sari. We have flat sari. So this is sari ribbon. This is what we call sari yarn. I have lots of pieces that are selvages. So all of those selvages you can sew together. For a small size hoop, you need about 5 yards. Let's see, I think this one was about 5 yards. So this is, you know, so you don't need a whole lot. That's why it lasts. I also was a rug maker in my previous life with weaving. So somebody took a rug apart, and of course I kept it. So I have that. And all of these, you know, if you really want some color, these chunky ones are really nice. So let's see, what did I do with the chunky one? This is kind of, I think this is the sari spun yarn. This way, does that work? So it's basically a weaving using the hoop as the basis. And I didn't fill it all in. I wanted to just have some light, and it has thick and thin on most of them, so you know, you don't have to pull it really tight, and it stays. Once you get the weaving going, it will stay where it is. All right, so this one is just, I'm not a good mathematician, so when I make binding for my quilts, I just make them and eyeball them, and I always have some left. So this is some of that, and then it's some strips that I sewed together. And again, this size is about 5 yards. This one was definitely binding, where I had a bunch of binding left over, so it's going to be folded. But most of the time, I'm not going to take the time to go ahead and do that. If I have it done already, it's okay. This one is just some selvage, some pieces. And again, this is just, you know, wonky. It's wonky. This one I haven't done yet, but I think I'll put this and put that doily in there and stitch it so that it comes around the hoop, so it'll be the middle of the hoop. So I keep thinking of God's eye, but that's not the right thing. What did we call this? Dream catchers. That's right.
Suncatcher?
Suncatcher, dream catcher. So whatever you might want to call it. So this is what I'm going to show you today, and I would say that this is probably a good project for kids, not real little kids, because there is a little bit of a tricky part to getting it started. So but they definitely could do it. So I have 2 circles because I've taken this one apart. And just for, I think, the sake of being easy, I'm gonna just start with 5 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, because I can always tie a knot and add more on if I need it. So this one, pretty much, I am going to tie here, and I'm going to go around. As I said, I like some airiness to it. Now, I'm nice and snug. It's really great here, but I can tell you this is going to slide all over the place. But so one of the things that I thought of was, okay, let's see if blue tape works. It helps a little bit. All right. And then this is why it's really good not to work with something so long, is I'm going to come here and I'm just weaving over, under. So under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. All right, it'll take a minute to get there. So see, this is my piece that I'm continuing to weave with. All right. Now, I could just weave here and here and here, and some of them are done like that. but I kind of liked the idea that I was coming to the other end. So I'm going to come here. So I went, if I'm over here, I go under. And then I go under, over. I'm doing the opposite what is in the previous row. Okay, see, there's my first line here. Here's my second line, and I did the opposite. So if it's under here, it goes over here. Over here, it goes under here. That is what's called a plain weave. Now, if I want to be really much more precise than I normally am, I'm going to come hook this piece here. And that's just going to kind of hold that in place. I'm going to wrap around here, wrap around my hoop again. And so this one is over, so I'm going to go under, over. Okay, and so one of the questions on my head is, well, what am I going to do if I didn't do the under over right? I just keep going. I decided I was not going to take it out. I wasn't going to worry about it. It's all, you know, when you look at this up in a window, you're not going to see that. So it doesn't matter. All right, so here's this. Here, under, over, under, over. Some of these, this one is a little bit easier to see, but some of them are really hard to see. The chunky ones were a little tricky, and I definitely didn't do the weaving right, but you can't tell. So we counted off, 5 yards of this sari. And we're going to have, I think, a pretty good design here. You can do more, you can do less. And I just like the ends. At first I didn't do, you'll see I have many more of these that are in the window and we'll show you, but they all just kind of ended up different. Let's over, under. And the sari ribbon that we sell is really kind of nice because it's already stripped for you. All right, I'm to the end. I can't get back through here, so I am just going to tie a knot. There we go. Simple. You know me, an instant gratification. So this one, you know, in the sari ribbon adds all the colors and everything that are in it. We have a multi skein. This has got a little bit of fluff to it. So this is how it comes in these skeins. And you put it over the back of a chair so that it's, that one's, so when it undoes, when you undo the skein, it's like this. So I would lay it on the back of a chair, find my end, and then, you know, you could just count off your 5 yards if you were putting it together there, or your 6, and then keep going, or you can start it and roll it into a ball, which ends up like these guys, and you can pull things off of that. But this is how it's coming. It's coming in a skein, and you open it up like this, and then you're going to unwind it. But you definitely like want to put it around something, because it'll come into a ball of a mess. And that's a little frustrating. So I don't want you to do that. All right. Did we have any questions, Kyle?
None that haven't already been answered.
Okay. Yeah, this is just really easy, and I thought it would be really fun. I was very happy to find lots of things that were really recycling some old things, and it added some, I just think, some personality. So, and then I will end up doing this one. And I will probably, as you saw, working with those, the 5 yards is pretty easy. And then there's, we have some of these hoops. Sometimes we only had one hoop where, who knows where the other side was. So that was really good. It's really easy. It's not, and it's just using up all those bits and pieces. You can sew them together, all your strips, or you can just knot them and just do a square knot, and it'll work fine. So Kyle, why don't we show you some of the ones? So this is our window display that Jen put together for us, and you can see I just used things I had, strips. When I cleaned out, somebody had strips of fabric and it was just in a ball. Some of it was binding, some of it was old stuff from being a rug weaver. We go outside, but it's pouring rain here. We have the lights intertwined with them. That one has a little bit more. Sometimes you can do one color one way and another color another way. Yeah, this is stuff, I have no clue where I got this, but it's really cool. It's like a really nice thick bias. And you just let pieces hang out. If you start one, you can start another. This is basic plain weave. Over, under, over, under. So if you have the opportunity to come to the store, take a look at our windows and let us know. Hopefully you notice them. Hopefully they're unique. And you get an opportunity to see them. So Jen did a good job working them in with the lights. So, all right, so quick and easy project. I think that, some of the older kids could definitely do this. You could put a whole stack of materials down in front of them, yarn, fabric strips, your selvages, all those things. Everybody's going to come up with something that's unique and different to them. Can we hang beads off of it? I'm sure we could. Can we, those big, nice, chunky beads? Feathers. We have feathers. Feathers would be great. Oh, maybe I'll try one with feathers. Okay, because we have feathers. Just, have fun with it. It's just fun. And luckily in my house, I also have nice big windows. So I'll probably put a couple of them in my windows at my house or in my studio, in my courtyard. So, all right. I hope you had fun. That's a quick one for you. Please join us on our Comment Solds on Thursday evening and our Facebook Lives. We are on Facebook. We do have a group. So again, you talk about businesses making it tough to talk to our customers. Facebook is another one. So we have Artistic Artifacts Creative Minds group that allows us the comfort in knowing that you're going to see our information. You're following us on Artistic Artifacts. That's great. We love it, but we don't always show up in your feed. If you're in our group, we definitely show up in your feed. So help us in grow our community, and we're thrilled that you're already part of it, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.